Hello. Welcome back to our channel. This is Laughing Headlines. You all know the impasse in Ghana's parliament due to the declaration of 4 parliamentary seats vacant by the Speaker of a Parliament. On Tuesday, November 12th, the Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo led a Supreme Court panel in ruling in favor of the suit of Mr. Alexander Afenyo-Markin, effectively overturning the decision of Speaker Alban Bagin for declaring 4 parliamentary seats vacant. Will the Speaker obey the ruling of the Supreme Court, or will he continue to resist due to the independence of Parliament as one of the arms of government? After the declaration of the 4 seats vacant, NDC caucus declared they have become the majority and therefore went to occupy the majority seats in the House. But the NPP caucus will not take any of that. According to their leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin, accepting to sit at the minority side of the parliament is not good for NPP spiritually. So we invite him so he can give us more insight into what he said. Mr. Afenyo-Markin, welcome to Laughing Headlines.
Thank you.
Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo led a Supreme Court panel in ruling in favor of your suit, effectively overturning the Speaker's decision declaring 4 parliamentary seats vacant. What do you have to say after this ruling?
Democracy requires decency, and that is the path that the NPP took. We expect our colleagues from the other side and the Speaker to respect the decision of the court. Ghana shines in the eyes of Africans, and we must hold that dearly. We should all respect the decision. All we want is peace in the country, and that is what we chose, and that is what we got.
Mr. Afenyo, what will you do next if Mr. Speaker still resists the Supreme Court ruling?
Well, if the Speaker continues to resist the Supreme Court ruling, it will be a serious issue, both legally and institutionally. As lawmakers, we have a duty to uphold the Constitution, and that includes respecting the decisions of our highest court. If the Speaker disregards this, it would set a troubling precedent, undermining the authority of the judiciary and the rule of law. In that situation, my next steps would focus on safeguarding the principles of our democracy. I would work with my colleagues to pursue any legal and procedural avenues available to ensure compliance with the ruling. Parliament must remain an institution of integrity, and adherence to judicial authority is non-negotiable. At the end of the day, it's about upholding the Constitution and the rule of law.
Honorable Afenyo-Markin, you've taken a firm stand on never sitting in the minority leader's seat. Why? Are the seats at that side of the House haunted? Or is there some kind of supernatural force preventing you from even approaching the seats?
Haunted might be a stretch, but in politics, symbols matter. The seat represents the minority, and I don't intend to lead our party into that position, even symbolically. Call it superstition or foresight, but I'm staying clear.
So, just to clarify, even if you needed to sit down for a moment after a long debate, you wouldn't consider using that seat? Not even for a quick rest?
Not even for a second. It's not just a seat, it's a position. Sitting there would feel like accepting something that's not in my plans or my caucus's vision. We're focused on a majority mindset.
Interesting. Some might say you're giving the seat a bit too much power. Should we assume this spiritual reasoning applies only to the minority leader's seat? Or should we start asking every MP where they sit, based on symbolism?
Look, everyone has their beliefs. I won't speak for others, but in this job, little things like symbols add up to the bigger picture of what we represent. My caucus believes in aiming for majority status, not settling for anything less.
What business does spirituality have to do in Parliament, which is lawmakers' house?
That's a fair question. On the surface, Parliament is all about laws and governance, not spirituality. But for me, and perhaps for many others, spirituality isn't separate from our work. It's a guiding force in how we conduct ourselves, make decisions, and serve the people. In a place like Parliament, where the decisions we make impact millions of lives, having a sense of purpose and direction that aligns with one's beliefs is important. Spirituality, for me, is about principles, values, and a commitment to what's right. While Parliament functions as a legislative body, the individuals within it often bring their beliefs and values into their work as a foundation for making decisions and staying true to the trust placed in them by the people. So, when I talk about the spiritual aspect of not sitting in the minority leader's seat, it's symbolic of my commitment to lead with purpose and to avoid any step, even symbolically, that might undermine the goals we have as a majority. Spirituality here is less about religion and more about staying aligned with my purpose.
I see. If I may ask, are you afraid to become minority?
Afraid? No, not at all. It's not about fear. It's about intention and direction. I believe in the goals and the mission of my caucus, and I want to align with that fully. We are here to lead, and I think symbols matter in reinforcing that mindset. Sitting in the minority leader's seat, to me, represents an acceptance of a position we're not aiming for. It's not about fear. It's about staying focused on the vision we have as the majority. I'd rather lead with purpose than give in to any symbolic shift, however small it may seem. It's about maintaining a strong foundation and direction.
Anyway, on Monday, you did something at the court. While a reporter was live, giving report about proceedings, he referred to you as the leader of NPP caucus, not majority. You interrupted the live report and insisted he should call you majority leader. What was that?
Absolutely, and I'd do it again.
You don't mean it.
I mean every single word I speak. Read my lips very well. Words matter, especially in politics. Referring to me as the leader of the NPP caucus rather than the majority leader may seem like a small difference, but it's more than just terminology. We are the majority, and I believe it's essential that this is clearly reflected in how we are addressed, especially when the public is listening. This isn't about ego. It's about the message we're sending to the people. Calling us the majority reinforces the trust and the mandate we've been given by our constituents. It's a matter of standing firm in our position and ensuring that others do too. So yes, I made sure that was corrected because, as majority leader, it's my responsibility to uphold the integrity and the standing of my caucus.
But the reporter was just doing his job.
You're absolutely right. The reporter was indeed doing his job, and I respect that. However, part of my job as majority leader is to ensure that the position of my caucus is accurately represented to the public. Sometimes, even small nuances in language can shape perceptions, and in politics, perception often becomes reality. When I corrected the reporter, it wasn't to undermine his work, but to emphasize our standing as the majority. In a way, I was doing my job too, by making sure the public understands where we stand. It's about clarity and reinforcing the legitimacy of our position, especially as we approach crucial decisions and elections. We all play a part in informing and shaping public understanding, and I believe accurate representation is a key aspect of that.
Mr. Afenyo-Markin, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you for the opportunity.